We are, in fact, very few, there we go, steps from hell, Hannah. Yes, you make an excellent point. We are getting very close to Hell Room, and I don't want to think about that. Hell. Thank you very much for the subscription, Pio. Also, welcome to stream. Also, welcome to stream, Hannah. Pio, why is it that you always get so hyped for Monday streams specifically? Because you always point out, like, oh, fuck yeah, Monday stream, as though, like, Monday isn't a regular stream day for me. Like, I would argue it's been kind of my most regular stream day recently with how much I've had to skip, like, certain weekends or drop a Friday or something. We don't do Fridays anymore. A Thursday. Like, is it just, you just a big fan of Mondays, Pio? Hold on. Almost got me hairbrushed. Because Mondays are my least favorite work day, and having a stream makes it better. Well, I'm very glad. My apologies, my condolences that you had to deal with such a dark, suffering world where you don't have a Mayflowers 429 stream to await you at the end of the day before you found my stream. That must have been very hard for you. But you know what's going to be hard for me, chat, is the fights today. They are not easy. They are hard fights. Difficult fights. I do not want to do them, but do them I must. We have a fight calced. We kind of have a second fight calced. It's weird. We've got a couple ideas. None of them are particularly good. And we just kind of got to figure it out. Youch. Okay. In one moment, my phone buzzed. Yep. Hi, Rob Boss. Okay, I also need one of these. My hashtag Bose Quiet Comfort Earbuds, hashtag not sponsored. Alright. Oh fuck, is this the Mount Pyre theme? I didn't mean to do... Oh, I did do Mount Pyre. I meant to do fucking Mount Chimney. Hold on. You guys have heard way too much Mount Pyre recently. Mount Chimney theme. Right, there we go. Rewind that. Love that when the earbuds get a little more loud. Mount Pyre's been groovy. Mount Pyre is groovy, but also, so is Mount Chimney. Alright, kids. We've got a real bitch of a fight to kick things off with today. But, I gotta figure it out. So, for this fight, we are going to need Dreadnought. It's in here somewhere. That's right, these are organized again, because I refreshed the page. So we need Dreadnought. We need Eldegoss. We need Hisuian Electrode. We need Kecleon. We need Roserade. And the fifth slot, or the sixth slot, is kind of a flex slot, and I have decided that the best use of that slot is Torterra. So, we've got 5 Pokemon here. They want to set up Stealth Rocks. They want to use Swagger on us. They've got Bright Powder. They've got dudes that explode. Everything here fucking sucks. But we've got to path through it. Now, the first step of this fight is easy. We have a Super Lux Scope Lens Togekiss with Dazzling Gleam, Air Slash, Flamethrower, and Aura Sphere. We cannot be critically hit. So it just always clicks Aura Sphere. We take always 55 to 65% of our max HP and damage. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. If we teach Dreadnought Rock Tomb, we are able to secure a 2-hit KO without needing to use a damage boosting item or like an accuracy boosting item for Stone Edge. So for that, we will be equipping a Citrus Berry. We will also be pre-damaging Dreadnought to 249. Reasons why we'll get into in a minute. Now, we 2-hit KO Togekiss. That then brings in Seismitoad, always clicking Earthquake. No amount of damage that we take plus Citrus Berry will ever heal us into a point where it doesn't see a kill with Earthquake, nor will we have taken so much damage that we bait a kill with Muddy Water. It's always Earthquake. I'm gonna double check that because I'm paranoid, but I'm pretty sure I did a little extra pre-damage for a different part of the fight, but I just need to confirm. 249 minus high roll aura sphere is 168 equals 81, and then 255 divided by 4 is 63, so plus 63 brings us up to 144, well outside of Muddy Water range. Hi Rose, welcome to stream. Now, this Seismitoad here has Bright Powder, which means moves can just miss it sometimes. It also has Stealth Rocks, which are a pain in my ass. Thankfully, it is speed tied with Dreadnought, and the AI considers itself to be faster when looking at speed ties, which means because it sees a fast kill on Dreadnought with Earthquake, it will always click Earthquake instead of Stealth Rocks. We are going to swap to Eldegoss. Eldegoss takes Earthquake very well. We would obviously prefer to not be crit, but even if we do, we are fine. Eldegoss comes in. Now you might note that Seismitoad is faster than Eldegoss, but Earthquake procs Cotton down, dropping its speed to -1, making Eldegoss now faster than it. We are able to teach Eldegoss Magical Leaf. We will have to get rid of Energy Ball for it, sadly, but it's a pretty worthwhile trade-off. We teach it Magical Leaf. We give it the Life Orb. That lets it exactly one-hit KO Seismitoad with Magical Leaf, a move that cannot miss. Now, the nice thing is Eldegoss here shows a fast kill to Slowbro with Leaf Storm, and it shows out-damaging to Electrode because it doesn't count in Explosion. So thanks to Leaf Storm, it shows that we do significantly more damage to Electrode than it does to us, which then baits in Delmise. This Delmise, figuring out how to answer this Delmise has been the bane of me, and I finally fucking figured it out. Because the problem with this Delmise is that with its ability Steelworker, it functionally has 3 stab types: Steel, Grass, Ghost. And the only way to properly manipulate what move it's going to go for, because all 3 of these moves have similar base powers, you want to make sure that there isn't an overlap in their ranges, or you want to send in a Pokemon that can deal with any of them happening. Unfortunately, we have 3 similarly powered stab moves, and Whirlpool, a move that always has a chance to be used unless it sees a KO with something. And it's a trapping move. Now, what we want to do is we want to get Kecleon on the field while Delmise is currently in the wind-up phase of Phantom Force. Or I guess we want to swap to Kecleon on the same turn Delmise clicks Phantom Force. Now, how do we do that? Eldegoss is on the field. Odds are we will not be within kill range of Phantom Force. It's possible if we get crit by Earthquake, but Phantom Force is highest damaging move, except sometimes it is Anchor Shot, very rarely, and sometimes it is Whirlpool, because if it doesn't see a kill with Phantom Force, it has a chance to click Whirlpool. The only thing we know is that it's never Giga Drain. Because it's never Giga Drain, and because Phantom Force is a move that requires 2 turns to activate, we are able to guarantee our position. By swapping to Hisuian Electrode, we see one of 3 decision trees break down. If Delmise clicks Anchor Shot, Electrode will take enough damage from a crit to always show kill to Phantom Force and only Phantom Force. If we come in and it clicks Whirlpool, well, we are now locked in. Because we are affected by Whirlpool, we know that it will not click Whirlpool again, so it will always click highest damaging move, which is Phantom Force. And if we come in and it clicks Phantom Force, we can swap to Kecleon to take 0 damage from the Phantom Force, and then bait Anchor Shot or Whirlpool back into Electrode. Either of those moves then guarantee bait Phantom Force. Anchor Shot and Whirlpool are both trapping moves. That is okay. Volt Switch ignores trapping moves. We are faster than Delmise. So, Electrode hits the field, takes an Anchor Shot or a Whirlpool. We outspeed Delmise, we click Volt Switch to swap into Kecleon. We know that Delmise will always click Phantom Force that turn. because it'll either see a kill because of the damage that Anchor Shot did to us, or it can't click Whirlpool because we're already affected by Whirlpool. Dhelmise will come in. Now, we are actually getting a lot of benefit this fight from our Kecleon having only 70 speed. A 3-speed IV is really beneficial here. We are slower than this Dhelmise. Because of that, we get to act after it. So it is going to return to the field, do no damage with Phantom Force. We then hit it for 65% minimum with knockoff. Get rid of its Assault Fest, do big damage. It's then going to click an attack on us, but before it gets the chance to attack, we then get to go first with Sucker Punch to do the remainder of its HP. Now, we are a Dark type at this point. Notably, even though we are a Dark type, we are slower than Slowbro, who is only 2 points of speed faster than us, but that's all we need. And of course, we're slower than Electrode. We notably do more damage to Electrode than it does to us. Kecleon is guaranteed to have max HP because it can never take damage from Dhelmise with how we've set things up. So for that reason, it will see that we do more damage to it with knockoff than it does to us with Thunderbolt. So it will simply go in order. The next thing that comes in is a thing that is faster than us, i.e. Slowbro. Slowbro hits the field. I believe it is capable of clicking Calm Mind. This is fine. Good, even. Insane Sequence, oh my lord, Slowbro in for outspeed. Yup, I felt so fucking proud of realizing that Slowbro comes in because we're able to chain kill it. We are currently a Dark type because we click Sucker Punch, so it cannot click Psychic. Its only options are Flamethrower or Calm Mind. We are equipping Kecleon with a Rostberry. By doing this, if Flamethrower burns us, we do not need to worry about being burned. And if it clicks Calm Mind, we're super fine because it does nothing to us. Because we're going to do the exact same sequence. It clicks Flamethrower, we click Knockoff, get rid of its Quick Claw, do 60%. We then secure the KO with Sucker Punch before it has a turn to act. By clicking Knockoff, we show it a kill with Sucker Punch, so it can never click Calm Mind because it sees that we get a slow kill on it. So it will just try to go for Flamethrower, Sucker Punch priority KO. In comes Electrode. Electrode is weird. It's a little strange. Things could get a little fucky with Electrode depending on how much HP Eldegoss has, but it shouldn't. So the thing is, thankfully, because it is the last Pokemon in, it cannot click Explosion, but it has Static, a move that paralyzes you if you make contact with it. It has Bright Powder, an item that makes you only have 90% accuracy with all of your moves. It knows Thunderbolt that can paralyze you. It knows Foul Play that does damage to you based on your own attack stat, and it knows Swagger, a move that boosts your attack stat and confuses you, which means the damage you deal to yourself in recoil from confusion is also boosted. Now, we have two sequences here. Either way, Kecleon is on the field, baiting, because we are a Dark type, we are always baiting Thunderbolt or Swagger. We are going to swap to Eldegoss. If Electrode clicked Thunderbolt, we are going to then click Synthesis with Eldegoss. If Electrode clicked Swagger, we are going to swap to Dreadnought. This is why we pre-damaged Dreadnought earlier. So the idea is, if Eldegoss gets hit by 2 attacks from Electrode, its speed becomes -2. That is a win state for us, or at least it sets us up for the win state. Alternatively, if Eldegoss becomes confused, we know that it will always be clicking Foul Play instead of Thunderbolt, because it increases our attack, which increases the power of Foul Play. There is a very, very small chance that it could click Thunderbolt on the turn Eldegoss hits the field if it hasn't had its attack raised yet. So if its attack becomes raised, we're always baiting Foul Play, we swap to Dreadnought. Because of that pre-damage we got earlier, the healing from Citrus Berry, because... So here's the annoying thing, I should state, about Swagger. It can click Swagger even if you're already confused. Now, you might be wondering, well, why is that a problem? Because it can keep raising your stats. That means that it's really hard to predict what is swapping in on what. Like, what move you're swapping in on. The only way to guarantee that it's not clicking Swagger is if it's going for a kill. So we want to swap to Dreadnought when it is clicking either Swagger or Foul Play. Dreadnought always lives a Foul Play, and that's the important thing. But the other thing is that Dreadnought with Citrus Berry and the pre-damage we figured out earlier, the lowest damage roll on Aurasphere plus Citrus Berry means that once it hits the field, it will always show a kill to at least Thunderbolt. It could also potentially show a kill to Foul Play, that's fine. We just need to make sure that Electrode sees a kill with an attack. Because after that happens, we are going to swap to Roserade. Roserade has been pre-burned, so it cannot be paralyzed by Thunderbolt or Static, and it is holding a Person Berry, letting it cure itself of Confusion one time. If Eldegoss has dropped Electrode's speed twice through Cotton Down, Roserade is simply faster than Electrode and only needs to worry about Confusion on the turn it swaps in. If we bait a kill with Thunderbolt, then we know that while Roserade is slower than Electrode, it comes in on an attack and then has a Person Berry to cure it of Confusion on the turn where it does the important turn, or the important action, which is clicking Toxic. Toxic is a 90% accurate move, unless you are a poison type, at which point it is a perfectly accurate move. It cannot miss, even with Bright Powder. So Roserade either comes in on a Swagger but outspeeds Electrode, or comes in on a hit, has a Person Berry to save it from Swagger to get off Toxic. Now here's where we kind of have to improvise a little bit, because we have to survive against this Electrode for 5 turns after the one where we click Toxic. It takes 6 turns to die, counting the turn you click it. Now, the idea is we have a Torterra equipped with a Person Berry. We are going to swap to Torterra. That eats up 1 turn. If it goes for Swagger on Torterra, that's fine. We cure with Person Berry. We're going to try to click Synthesis. If it clicks Swagger into us again, then we are going to swap to something else. It's definitely going for Foul Play. If she has enough HP, it could be Eldegoss. If Electrode has enough HP, which it should, it can be Electrode. I think the only way Electrode dies is if it takes a full power crit Anchor Shot from Delmise and a full power crit Foul Play from Electrode. If Kecleon has enough HP after fighting... Oh no, it's Kecleon after a Flamethrower from Slowbro. Max roll crit Flamethrower on Slowbro. Yada yada. Point is, we are essentially going to swap around our guys a little bit to try to stall for time against Electrode. It shouldn't be that bad. In most cases, Eldegoss is likely at over half of its HP, and Electrode actually does very little damage to it. We know Torterra cannot be crit, and Foul Play attacking into it always does a quarter of its max HP. Honestly, I'm actually starting to think I might... It's complicated. It's complicated. We'll figure it out, though. And again, depending on how much HP she has, Roserade can swap in on a Foul Play. Maybe. Depends. We'll see. She should be able to. It could be a little, like, the better the early chunk of the fight goes, the more options we have to fight this thing. If, for instance, if Eldegoss gets off a single Synthesis against it, we're fine. We win, basically. Because Eldegoss can sit on this thing super fucking well, because it has basically no attack stat. Now, the only thing that would be worrisome is, like... Let's see. Torterra, let's assume you have... Can we put Struggle in here? I don't think we can. We can. 50 base power move into itself. Now, let's set this to Torterra custom set. Or not Struggle. It's you're hitting yourself in Confusion. So it would be cut for 40, I believe. Okay, yeah. So, it's all kind of variable. Ideally, if we can swap to Torterra and then swap to something and then swap back to Torterra and swap to something, that would be the best version of this. It's kind of hard to figure out. Thankfully, though, it's also worth noting that Swagger can miss. So, with all that being said, let's get this show on the road. only took 30 minutes. Oop, it's muted. I wonder, does my unmute button work now? It does! Okay, weird. I guess maybe it only works when I have my earbuds in, or maybe it's because I need to have the control panel open. So, we have a few errands to run first. We need to go and pick up some Rock Tomb TMs. Wishing you a very kind Electrode that only clicks swagger as you swap around. That's the goal, right? It's pretty... See, the funny thing is that, like, I think it's like a 40% chance to be used. But I don't know. The last time I had to fight guys who knew swagger, they really liked clicking swagger. Okay, snares a foe. I wonder, does it show how many we have in bag? I'm just gonna get, like, 3 of each of the speed lowering and perfectly accurate TMs. Rock Tomb is so fucking good. It is sad to have to get rid of Energy Ball and Eldegoss, though. It really might be a situation where there's some special AI that just up till now is undocumented because everyone talks about how Electrode loves to click, how that Electrode loves to click Slagger. It could be. It could absolutely be that it's a bit spicier than just a raw +6. I suppose I know I'm about to use one of these, so I'll buy an extra one. And I'll go buy another Rock Tomb. Not crazy about how much... I probably don't even need all these. I'm probably definitely getting a little too... I have things to sell. I have things to sell if I need to. Thankfully, I probably don't ever need to buy Pokeballs ever again, and I know that I spent probably way too much money buying like 20 of each Pokeball. And I have things to sell that aren't my big nuggets. Damn. Could you imagine pulling the Master Ball from Lily Cove in fucking Run and Bun? Okay. But yeah. So, the nice thing about this fight is I don't believe there is ever a situation where we outright lose. Things would just have to go really bad for us to lose multiple Pokemon. Or to lose any Pokemon. But it should never be a game over state. Get back with the Cutie Brigade. Electrode. Yeah, no, but I was so fucking proud of figuring out the Electrode Kecleon line. A work of genius, I might say. That's probably a little smug, but it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, no, funny enough, the issue with the Electrode is just like, it's actually really hard to find a Pokemon that doesn't have a high attack stat to face it. You know, it's hard to find something that's like bulky, but also weak. Like, hell, I think even like, yeah, Ledian takes like 20% from foul play because even though its attack is bad, its defense is just as bad. Okay. Dreadnought needs Citrus. Hari needs the Life Orb. The one time Eldegoss gets to hold the Life Orb. Circumfery. Yeah, I think we're just giving Circumfery a Persimberry. Although... yeah, we can't give Circumfery a Citrus Berry because it's possible that if it takes Anchor Shot, it could actually heal its way outside of guaranteed Phantom Force range, which could become a problem. So the safer option is to give it a Persimberry to hopefully let it hit the other Electrode. Freaking it needs a Rost. Rose needs a Persim. And Turtle needs a Persim. Cool. Heal everyone up, then burn Rose, pre-damage Dread. Burn. It's such a shame. I mean, I suppose it actually wouldn't matter if we, like, had an own tempo Slowbro, because it would still get its ass beat by fucking, Thunderbolt. Okay, Laylaps. Pre-damage. Slot 1 to 249. Which is like 6 points of damage. Alright, chat, cross your fingers this goes well. So, like, there are places where the RNG goes well in our favor that makes the rest of the fight safer. The two main points are if Electrode swaps in on Whirlpool, that would be the best scenario for it. And if Slowbro goes for Calm Mind over Flamethrower. Also, if Eldegoss doesn't get crit by Earthquake. Boop. Boop. So every optimization that saves us HP makes the Electrode round safer. Because the Electrode phase of the fight could literally just be swap through each of our Pokemon once. Okay, I believe it's coming up right around here. Okay. Vibe check. Laylaps is at 149. We didn't teach the moves. Glad I vibe checked. That would have been bad. So, Magical Leaf. Eldegoss. Magical Leaf, Energy Ball, yeah. Farewell, Energy Ball. We clicked you like twice. Also, once again, I gotta say, this is a fight that is only enabled by Dreadnaught's absolutely dog shit speed stat. Like, this fight is like the pinnacle of turning our weaknesses into our strengths. Now, Hannah. Rock Tomb. Do I want to get rid of Jaw Lock or Body Press? I think I don't like Jaw Lock, right? But you're never using it on something you're not trying to kill, right? Because Body Press is a neat move, but we are minimum defense Dreadnought. So I feel like dropping that is probably the better move. Because obviously we want Stone Edge. Waiting ever so patiently. Both seem fine to drop, both weird and awkward. I'll get rid of body press. That's fine, that just means we have more flex slots on this thing. Alright. Okay. Fingers crossed it works. Togekiss, Laylabs. Togekiss is guaranteed to go for Aura Sphere. We click Rock Tomb. That was definitely a high roll, I think. Yeah, no, out of curiosity. We started with 249 minus 168, 81. I think we were at 84. So we got third highest damage roll on that. Okay. Either way, thanks to Rock Tomb, we are now faster than Togekiss, and we get the KO. In comes Seismitoad. Seismitoad, even though we're speed tied, it technically sees a fast kill on us with Earthquake, so it will use that instead of Stealth Rocks. We are going to swap Laylaps to Pari. Good. Okay. No crit. Okay, good. No crit is really big for us right there. Magical Leaf is going to do 10% recoil to us, but we're going to get the KO. Now, if I understand this correctly, we show a fast kill to Slowbro, and we show that we out-damage Electrode, so it should be Delmizen next. Okay. Now, our best case scenario here is to see Delmize immediately click Whirlpool. Second best is Phantom Force because it gives us another chance to fish for Whirlpool. Worst scenario is critical hit Anchor Shot. All of them are fine, but we would just prefer to see Whirlpool. We are going to swap Pari to Circumfery. Whirlpool, nice. Okay, it can't click Whirlpool on us because we're already Whirlpooled. So it's just going to click the move that does the most damage, which is Phantom Force. We outspeed it though, and we are going to Volt Switch to Freakin' It. We are a normal type. It is a ghost type. Ghost type moves don't affect normal types, and we're slower than it. So it's going to come in and fail to hit us with Phantom Force. We will then turn into a dark type to do a lot of damage with knockoff. It now wants to hit us with a move that does a lot of damage. Unfortunately, Sucker Punch makes us faster than it. And because we are slower than both Pokemon and outdamage both of them, Switch in Priority says that Slowbro is allowed to come in fourth. Okay. Worst roll here is Slowbro getting a critical hit Flamethrower. Best roll is Slowbro getting, or using Calm Mind. We are going to click Knockoff. Nice! Okay. I think that basically wins us the fight. because even though it boosted its stats, we aren't hitting its special defense, and even though it's faster than us, we're getting it with Sucker Punch. We're freaking it right now. And in comes Electrode. All right. We see where it goes from here. So step 1 is swap to Pari. It went for Swagger. Okay. Which means we are going to now make the pivot to Dreadnought. In a way, this is probably the best version of this line. Electrode is now going to click, so just making sure, yep, Thunderbolt always kills Dreadnought. So, it is always going to go for Foul Play or Swagger here. We are going to swap to Laylapse. We would prefer to see it click Swagger. Foul Play is fine, though. Okay. Take about 38%. We show a kill to either Thunderbolt or Foul Play. We are going to swap to Roserade. We would prefer to see Thunderbolt just because it does less damage, but both are fine. Either way, it sees a kill, so it is not clicking Swagger this turn. Thunderbolt, good. We're already burned, so we can't be paralyzed. Electrode is very incentivized to go for Swagger here. I think, I don't know. Point is, we have a Person Berry, so we always manage to break through at least one Swagger. Toxic bypasses accuracy because we are a Poison type. Okay. We can't risk staying in with Roserade because actually with +2 attack, Swagger does 54% to us. I do believe it could kill us with a crit. Yeah, it does 153 on a crit right now. Okay. I believe because Eldegoss has so much HP, our first step should be to swap to Eldegoss. So I'm going to swap to Pari. Swagger. Okay. It's probably gonna go for Foul Play. I'm thinking we swap to Kecleon. Yeah, because what? Foul Play does a max of 59% to Kecleon. Yeah, so let's swap Pari to Kecleon. Nice. It would be really funny to click Fake Out, but we have to remember that Fake Out does have a chance to miss. So if we were to be, you know, subject to, well, I mean, how much can Foul Play do to us right now? 118? Okay, no, I think we're safe to click Foul Play because Swagger would happen after us, even if we miss, and Foul Play can't kill us. So yeah, I think we're safe to click Fake Out here. It's got nothing that lets it go before us. Yeah. Yeah, max is a 118. Missed! Ooh! Alright. Because it used Swagger, honestly, functionally the same as hitting with Fake Out. Okay, that's I think the first time we've had a proper Bright Powder miss. We're gonna swap Freaking It to Circumfery. How much you take? 35 to 41 per, oh, that's on a crit. Yeah, we're gonna swap to Circumfery. And for our final trick, we will swap back to Pari. Confirming, yeah. Ugh. Fuck that guy. Hi, Skitty. Welcome to Stream, hun. A master stroke of T-Girl engineering. Is that my freak there? Oh, freaking it did a lot for us this fight. Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, 1 second. Boop. We continue to always have exactly the tools we need. Okay. Pop an escape rope. And now we have to figure out the next fight. I'm not gonna lie, chat, I kind of didn't want to stream today. Half the reason I didn't want to stream is because of this next fight. I've been smashing my head into the wall for it, and I genuinely think we might just have to risk a 1 in 100 miss. It's complicated. Also, we didn't even need to use turtle. Okay. Oh, I have a button. I can just do that now. Yeah, let me just... So, let's see what's next. How much pie? How many scoops you want? Keep it light. Like, it's hard to say how much pie, you know, like a wedge of pie, and then like a scoop and a half of ice cream, I think. So, chat, we might be enjoying a pie break. Hashtag pie break. Why am I on the big face? I want to be on the screen. Very happy to get that fight done with. So, this next fight is really annoying because it has 2 guys with bright powder in it. And now you might be saying, well, April, that's silly, because the last fight had 2 guys with bright powder in it. Yeah, the 2 guys with bright powder in this though, are pretty impossible to kill with sure hit moves. There just aren't any sure hit moves that are super effective against a dragon and a skunk. And also, Zoroark has a move that can reduce your accuracy. It's a real bitch. So, we've got a couple ways we can approach this. It is Garchomp. It is Dreadnought. Where is Dreadnought? Or sorry, no, it is Garchomp, it is Eldegoss, it is Dreadnought. Wherever the fuck Dreadnought is. Literally just had it. There it is. It is, funny enough, Ledian. It is Walrein. And it is Torterra. So, this is the version of the line that risks a 1 in 100. First we have Silvally Fire. It's just a guy with a base 120 attack that can also explode, who's really fast. Thankfully, Garchomp with Soft Sand is able to outspeed it by a single point. And Oko with Earthquake. Love Pokemon. Yeah, we outspeed by a single point. We get the KO with Earthquake. Now, we don't show a one-hit KO to Zoroark because it has a Focus Sash. We do show a one-hit KO to Flygon, and it doesn't show a one-hit KO on us. We do show a one-hit KO to Skuntank. So essentially, it would just come out to what's first in line and faster than us. It would always be Zoroark. Now, as mentioned, this Zoroark has Nasty Plot, and that is problematic. Now, why is that problematic, you ask? It is because it has a Focus Sash. So even though we show it a kill, in large air quotes with Earthquake, it can still set up Nasty Plot. Thank you, wife. It's such a big plate for it. You made a pie, though! Chat, exclamation mark, good job on pie, mint mod. Well, shoot. Yeah. Would I be able to bug you for my water, or would you kill me? Then don't worry about it. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Sorry, chat. You're stuck watching me eat pie now. Pie time. How are you all doing today? Anyone else get the holiday off from work? The flavor profile on this pie is a little weird. Not because of the pie, but because we got, there wasn't any vanilla ice cream at the store, so I had to buy, cookie dough. Which has been interesting. Bring any water bottles. Thanks, Kitty. I'm in Istanbul. Were you in Japan or Australia before? Or is that Partizay who was in Japan? I get you two mixed up for specifically that one fact. But yeah, no, accuracy is the devil for this fight. If you're willing to accept some risks, it's probably okay, but like, there are just no good sure hit moves for this fight. Outside of like Aura Sphere. But you only get one of those TMs. And you need to hit Zoroark twice. And it has fucking Fire Blast. Beep. Yeah, we lost a bunch of pie. I was in Japan, moved back to Australia. I'm now on holiday going to Europe. Okay, so I was completely correct in all things. What's important is that I'm your #1 goon. That you are, Ski Bop. Yeah, no. There's also a version of this line where we pre-damage Garchomp enough so that way it shows a fast kill to Flygon. To bait in Flygon on Scale Shot. And then use Defog against it. But that Zoroark is so difficult to handle if you don't have perfect control over the circumstances with which it entered the field. Like, without that, you may as well go fuck yourself. Also, I think while eating this pie, funny enough, I figured out how I want to handle this. Chat, I'm going to click be right back. Don't acknowledge the sounds you're about to hear. I'm definitely not licking the melted ice cream off my plate. You want to see that shit, you gotta pay extra. I would like to apologize for whatever the opposite of ASMR is that I just inflicted upon you. I'm gonna leave it on Be Right Back, actually, because I'm also gonna go get some water real quick, so just a sec. I am really annoyed, though, that while eating pie, I do think I figured out the answer to this line. It's not the answer, but it turns it from a 1 in 100 to a 1 in 10,000, which is an acceptable risk tolerance, I feel. Excuse me. So, the plan is theoretically send in Garchomp and pre-damage it all the way down to 112. This is so that way Zoroark comes in and always sees that it has a fast kill on it with Night Daze. This prevents it from using Nasty Plot. We will then swap to Eldegoss, who is pre-damaged so that no matter what, once it takes a Night Daze, it will always then bait Fire Blast. Once Eldegoss, of course, gets hit with Night Daze, Zoroark's speed drops by 1. Zoroark will likely go for a Fire Blast, though it can also go for Night Daze. We have pre-damaged Dreadnought, so that if it gets hit by Night Daze, it always procs a Citrus Berry, or if it gets hit by Fire Blast, it never procs a Citrus Berry, so that way it is always within kill range of exactly Grass Knot. But we're still showing it a kill, so it goes for that instead of Nasty Plot. We swap to Marps. Marps comes in on Grass Knot. Thanks to Eldegoss dropping its speed, Marps is able to encore it into Grass Knot. Rock Smash, Grass Knot, so Encore, Rock Smash, Encore, Rock Smash. You're familiar with this song and dance. It's a very funny one. I wonder, Ledian, you can't learn Seismic Toss, right? That would make life too easy. Aerial Ace, Defog, Facade, Flash, Rock Smash, Roost, Solar Beam, Strength, Struggle Bug, Swagger, Tailwind. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the other things we can give it don't quite do it either. Now, the idea is, we lock Zoroark in by hitting it with multiple Rock Smashes. We don't have to worry about its Focus Sash. It never kills us with Grass Knot. At that point, both Flygon and Skunk Tank are faster than us. Skunk Tank doesn't calculate the damage on explosion, so it'll just be Flygon seeing a kill with Fire Punch, potentially Scale Shot. It is also possible, I think, for us to have enough HP to bait Dragon Dance. I don't think that's too much of an issue. I'm pretty sure we can, essentially, like, pre-damage, so that way we never have to worry about that. Because, let me see, if you're at +1 speed... Tailwind. Okay. This does not take a lot from those. Okay. So... the nice thing is that Zoroark does so little damage to Ledian with Grass Knot that with crits, I'm pretty sure we can probably thread the needle to always bait Fire Punch. Well, okay. So the initial plan was equip Walrein with Zoom Lens. This Flygon here has Bright Powder. Theoretically, a Zoom Lens Walrein is perfectly accurate, can always live like a Fire Punch into an Earthquake or a Dragon Dance into an Earthquake, and then one-hit KO with Freeze Dry or Frost Breath. And then it would be Skunk Tank. Skunk Tank likely going for Sludge Bomb. It's got Sludge Bomb, Dark Pulse, Fire Blast. A lot of moves that we don't like to see. Thankfully, I do believe I did the math, and the only move it wouldn't go for is Fire Blast in pretty much every circumstance. But even if it did, we would swap to Torterra, one-hit KO it with Earthquake. We would pre-Toxic, so we would only take 1 tick of Toxic damage, so 2 Fire Blasts plus that doesn't kill us. Skunk Tank also has Bright Powder, so what I was thinking is if we could set up Tailwind with Ledian before we kill Zoroark. So it'd be Tailwind. Tailwind, get KO, swap. That would only leave us with 1 turn. Okay, so maybe that's not the answer. Because the idea that I was thinking of is as long as we're in Tailwind, the thing that comes in has 2 turns to KO instead of 1. If you kind of get what I mean. Like, although... that's a lot with Grass Knot still. And I don't even think we outspeed it in Tailwind. We do not. Like, we could bring in Eldegoss to kill Zoroark. And then... have easy time. Because what I was thinking was, if we had a thing that came in that was faster and had 2 turns to be faster, Wide Lens boost makes it so that a perfectly or a 100% accurate move is instead 99 accurate, and rolling 2 of those in a row is better odds than rolling a single one of those against Skunk Tank. But I'm starting to realize that might not work. I would need some way to, like, set up Zoroark to die on the turn I use Tailwind. But we don't have... well... hold on now. If we send in a guy... okay, so dumb idea. Use Tailwind. Swap to Garchomp. I'd have to be really precise with my damage to make sure that its HP is low enough that it would KO itself on Garchomp. But with the pre-damage we have to do to bait Night Days, I think a crit Grass Knot would kill us. So, can't do that. So... it's just a deeply frustrating thing to do. And it's like, I had considered, okay, instead of Torterra, what if I fight Skunk Tank with Altaria? Because regular Altaria doesn't take that much damage, and Parasong ignores accuracy checks, but it has enough of a chance to use Dark Pulse that it makes it kind of scary, and Sludge Bomb can do a lot of damage, and we don't really have a lot of HP on our guys in the back to do much like swapping around to play with. It's not really a great strat. Drifblim couldn't do anything. I mean, Drifblim could click Defog. No, it couldn't, because it's slow. Well, I mean, yeah, no, because it would get flinched to hell. Like, Dragonite does a lot of damage. One version is to potentially use Noivern and take advantage of Roost to just be like, to have a lot of turns, but you don't actually get that many turns, especially if you get poisoned. And if you get pre-burned, then you're losing health every turn, and like a critical hit Sludge Bomb does 49.3, so that's kind of dubious. And it's not even a guaranteed 2-hit KO with Air Slash into Draco Meteor unless we're holding a damage boosting item. Seismitoad would probably be really good for fighting it, but it's the move it wants to go for the most against Seismitoad is Dark Pulse, and Dark Pulse, not good. Makes you flinch. You know, it's like I could get Excadrill in with Wide Lens and like, you know, pre-status it, swap it on a Sludge Bomb or something. It's just too awkward. The other version of this is finding something that can somehow live 2 hits from Flygon and a hit from Skunk Tank, be slower than both of them, and kill them both. And that just seems really unlikely. It's like, against Ledian, we know that it's going to go for any move but Earthquake. Damn, Icy Wind does a lot of damage. It's kind of funny. Who can I teach Icy Wind to? Abomasnow, Absol, Aggron, Amoru, Araquanid, Audino, Aurorus, Avalugg, Azumarill, Banette, Basculegion. Prefer not to have to sacrifice a move on Basculegion. Basculin, Bergmite, Blastoise, Brionne, Bruxish, Weasel, Caracosta, but Caracosta I think baits Dark Pulse. Oh wait. Oh yeah, Dreadnought definitely can't fight that. And the thing is, you have to make sure that like you're fighting it with things that show it a fast 2-hit KO or a slow 1-hit KO, because otherwise it starts setting up Dragon Dance, and you really don't want it to set up Dragon Dance. There's also a world where I do something stupid like bait a Scale Shot into Eldegoss to drop its speed like 17 times in a row. It's not true. It'd be a minimum of 2, but it'd be really funny. It's like, I know Turtonator. Well, it's awkward. Yeah, because Turtonator can't get it if it sets up Dragon Dance or goes for Scale Shot. Obviously, it's hard to fight with Garchomp. Now, there is theoretically also a version of the line where we use Garchomp to fight Silvally, and instead of pre-damaging to show a kill to Night Daze, we pre-damage to show barely a kill to Scale Shot. Reason for this being, it always clicks Scale Shot, never Dragon Dance, because we show it a KO with Dual Chop, even if we're holding Soft Sand. Scale Shot is a free swap into Corviknight, who takes very little damage from it. Corviknight does take some damage from Fire Punch, undeniably. That feels like more than it was supposed to. Why do I feel like Fire Punch is doing more than when I looked at the strat before? Okay. So there's 2 versions of this line. There's one where it's Scale Shot into Granbull, but no, we want the Scale Shot to go into Corviknight. Because if Scale Shot goes into Corviknight and we give Corviknight a Sharp Beak, Scale Shot drops its defense, letting us see a kill on it with Brave Bird to stop it from setting up Dragon Dance. Oh yeah, it works because we only need to be in for Scale Shot and 1 Fire Punch, that's why. So Corviknight could come in, click Defog. Defog never misses, Defog lowers Flygon's evasion. Flygon is going for Fire Punch. It's like if I could get its speed down somehow to be slower than Garchomp. Or, you know, like set up a Tailwind or something, but it's just... There is no good way to do that. And if it uses Scale Shot, it's already at +1 speed, so... That's its own can of worms. There's nothing that Ledian could lock it into. It'd be going for Fire Punch. Now, it's awkward because I feel like Gyarados could beat it. Because if Gyarados comes in, it gets off an Intimidate, which further drops the power of Scale Shot. We probably get off 2 Ice Fangs. Can Slowbro Ice Punch KO Flygon if it's at -1 defense? That's a really good idea. Because it definitely... Well, okay, it bulks all of its attacks reasonably. Yeah, you're super right. Okay, that does it. Because Earthquake never does more than half of our max HP. Well, hold on. Okay, so we need to make sure... So if it's not at -1, I think we can still show it a kill via Never Melt Ice. No, we cannot. It would need to be Life Orb. Okay, because I'm thinking like, oh, if we could use this as our answer instead of Wall Rain, that'd be great, but we kind of can't. Well, because I suppose we could Life Orb and then do Future Sight. Like, we just have to make sure that it doesn't set up Dragon Dance, right? Because I think... Because Earthquake does so little damage, we could, I think, Air Stall on this thing. Like how we planned to do with... Friggin... Those 2 guys in that one fight that had Focus Bands. Charizard and Granbull, I think, where it was like Bright Powder Granbull, Focus Band Charizard, where we just were able to pump out so many Future Sights we could eventually get the kill. Because I do like the idea of potentially, because yeah, also critical hit Earthquake does 118 damage, so let's assume 118 minus, or sorry, 257. It's always going to be 25 damage from Life Orb. So 257 minus 118 brings us down to 21. We lose 25 HP to Life Orb. It would be a pretty low risk high roll double crit. It would need to crit and roll top 2 ranges twice in a row. Because what I'm thinking is with Ledian, because yeah, if it goes for Scale Shot, that would be ideal. But there's no guarantee in that. And we need to make sure that Ledian's HP at least gets knocked low enough to always bait Fire Punch. I think we can do that with just pre-damage. Because then this saves Zoom Lens for Terra. Also confirming, Slowbro, you can totally learn Ice Punch, right? Who knows, maybe we don't do Ice Punch, maybe we do Icy Wind to use our better attacking stat. Hold on, do we get Icy Wind? We do get Icy Wind. We do also get Ice Punch. Icy Wind is 55 power, but off a significantly better attacking stat. Slowbro, where'd you go, bro? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna do it. I don't think it does that with Life Orb. Okay. So... Oop. Let's just set that back. We can't do Avalanche yet, right? Oh, we could teach it Blizzard. We could teach it Blizzard. Blizzard would do it. Blizzard would do it and let us hold the wide lens. And then we just get the KO with Future Sight instead. Or we hold a Rostberry in case we get burned from Fire Punch, but... And then what attack do we bait on? We bait Dark Pulse from Skunk Tank? Okay. Yeah, okay. This works really well, I think. Excellent thinking, Hannah. We just need to make sure that Ledian's HP gets low enough on Zoroark, but that's not too hard. Oop, Dreadnought, where'd you go? Because, like, the problem is that with crits, it's kind of hard to predict exactly how many turns it would take to kill Zoroark, so we don't know exactly how many Grass Knots it would hit us with. It's like, we would get hit by, like, one... I don't even think we bother with Rock Smash, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, I suppose crit Rock Smash never does more than 50%. So I think we can guarantee, or not, Rock Smash, Brick Break. Slowbro isn't quite D-Knight levels of tech, but still has its flex slot. Look, I'm so glad that we didn't have to teach this thing fucking Growl. For as cool as that would have been, and probably will be if we make it to E4, being able to have that flexibility is such a dream. Okay. So yeah, we teach a Blizzard. It comes in on a kill. Like, the only thing I'm kind of worried about is getting burned by Fire Punch, but honestly, no, I think I'd rather the Lepa Berry, right? Because burn damage doesn't proc until end of turn. Yeah. And the nice thing is that, like, okay, if it runs out of Earthquakes, it then goes for Scale Shots, which, like, could do a lot of damage if it rolled the God roll. If it got a 1 in 10 billion, you know? But is on average worse than Earthquake. I don't know. Lepa Berry probably is excessive, right? Because we could just dedicate a Rost. Because, like, we can't guarantee that Flygon goes for Fire Punch. 72. Yeah, we also definitely can't give Ledian a Citrus Berry. I don't know. Dude, Rostberry probably does it, right? But also, it's already like a 1 in 20 to even get burned in the first place. So we could... I feel like Leppa's safer. Yeah, Leppa was about an equivalent answer. I was gonna say, we would need to live in, like, the nightmare hell dimension to somehow get burned and then die to, like, a bunch of crit earthquakes. Because I also just want to double check in the Sil Calc. Flygon versus Slowbro, both at full HP. And we have Blizzard. Yep, always Earthquake. And against Ledian here. Oop. If we are down to 136. Cool. It'd literally run out of EQs before you ran out of Slag Off, so that's true. We would have to get, like, remarkably unlucky. And again, if we pre-toxic Torterra, it could still take 2 Fire Blasts plus the 1 tick of toxic damage and still guaranteed get the KO with Earthquake via Citrus Berry. So... Or not Citrus Berry, Zoom Lens. Alright, we finally got it. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I've already got these pre-damages figured out. So Quick Arc with Soft Sand, a Quick Dread with Citrus Berry, equip. Slow with Leppa Berry. Teach. Teach. Slow. Blizzard. Okay, so open with Gark. OHKO with Earthquake. Earthquackle. Swap to Zoro. Swap to not Dread. It is swap to Goss first, then Dread. Swap to Elda. Swap to Dread. Swap to Letty. Use Encore. Question, I might be able to answer, Pumpkin. What can I do for you? Use Encore. What channel was put, like, as a kid? Yeah, for me it was Cartoon Network too, I think. Yeah. Cartoon Network is what aired new seasons of Pokemon. It's a very interesting thing to bring up in my chat, but fair enough, like, yeah. Okay, use Encore. Encore, 3 of 3. Use R, Smash. Oh, hey Dot. I remember when Advanced Generation came up was on there. Ah, good shit. Yeah, no, I miss Advanced Generation. That was probably the peak of me watching the Pokemon anime as a kid. Sans, like, rewatching the first 3 movies on loop on VHS. Use... Honestly, we're gonna do Brick Break. Use B-Break. Encore, 2 of 3. Use B-Break. Encore, 1 of 3. Use Encore. So I assume Grass Knot has at least 10 PP, right? Or not Encore, Grass Knot? Yeah, it's got 20. We're fine. I know if I... No, it's ass. What do you mean? Oh, if you rewatch the old stuff now, it's ass. Who knows? It might still hold, like, a charm to it and a whimsy. I am glad that, like, apparently modern Pokemon anime has been, like, really solid since, like, Sun Moon generation. Not Grass Dot, Grass Knot. So use Encore, Encore. 3 of 3. Use B-Break. Encore. 2 of 3. Use B-Break. Encore. 1 of 3. Or sorry, KO with B-Break. Because Brick Break definitely KOs in at least 4 hits. potentially fewer if crits. All that maths. Hey, Noon, you showed up after we just figured out a really annoying line, but we got it. We're about to execute it. The real impressive maths were the first fight of the night. That was the one I was telling you about over texts. Are you currently being drowned in recaps of name censored here's Disneyland trip? So, swap to flag. Swap to... I'll show you yesterday's fight while we're out at dinner if you want. Or are you saying the yes, yes in response to you're in the getting stories minds right now? Swap to slow. Use S off. Sweetie, I think you hit the caps lock button. Use F sight. F sight 2 of 2. Use S off. F sight 1 of 2. Use S off. F sight 0 of 2. Repeat steps 3 to 5 until KO. Swap to Scun. Swap to Tort. OHKO with Earthquake. Okay. Pre-toxic Tort. Okay, so pre-toxic Torterra. Garchomp gets Soft Sand. Dreadnought gets Citrus Berry. Does not matter what Eldegoss holds. Slowbro gets Lepa Berry. Equip Tort with Zoom Lens. I suppose theoretically if we gave Ledian... You know what, Ledian? What happens if we give you Ice Punch? You're like almost threatening to Flygon, but not really. It's cute. It's cute how you do that. Okay. So I guess to figure out what we should pre-damage Ledian to, we need to only figure out the minimum number of turns required to KO Zoroark. So it looks like we can't 2-hit KO with Brick Break, even if max roll crits. We could equip a Black Belt, but I don't even think that drags our consistency up that much. Oop. Black Belt sets us to minimum 31. So, in essence, the fastest we kill Zoroark is 3 Brick Breaks and 2 Encores. Plus Switch In. So that's 6 Grass Knots. Which I think... we have a max HP of 187, so show it kill always at least a Fire Punch, 136, plus low roll Grass Knot is 8. So plus 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 184. Okay, so we pre-damage Ledian by 3. And we give it an Oran Berry, just in case we need an extra turn. Equip Dread with Citrus Berry, because Oran Berry will never heal us to a point where Flygon doesn't see kill. Equip Dread with Citrus Berry. Equip Ledi with Oran Berry. Pre-damage Ledi to 184 HP. Because, yeah, just confirming, turn we swap in, we click Encore. Brick Break, Brick Break, Encore, Brick Break. Yeah, 6. Okay. And it should be 7, realistically. It should take 4 hits to kill. Because it's minimum of 4 hits. So, yeah, it's Max of 7 turns, minimum of 6 turns if we get 2 crits. Or wait. Encore, break. Encore, break. Yeah. 7. Okay. This is such a dumb fucking line. But we got it. Okay. Step 1, let's go teach Slowbro Blizzard. None of these guys can fly, so let's grab Slowbro first. I don't think Ledian can fly. I'll grab it just to see. I'm so glad that Marps has actually really started getting use. Like, I was really bummed when we got Marps because I'm like, oh, it's, you know, got some neat utility options, but we've just never found a good opportunity to use it. And like, we're finally actually able to be like, oh, okay, we can swap in on this thing and get it locked into Encore with a bad move. And that's like actually a worthwhile use of our time. Like, Marps is taking kills. Yeah, okay, just Flash and Rock Smash. I forgot to grab someone who flies. Okay, so grab Talonflame. Yeah, Dreadnought right down here. Look at that, we have everyone we need but Garchomp. I'm really glad we solved that. Technically, it's not solved. There's like there is a fiction where things go wrong, but it's a really unlikely fiction. I believe it's you. Some of the strongest, albeit slightly inaccurate moves. Ironically, for mons like that to start getting use, the game needs to get harder for the Encore stuff. That's true. Yeah, once there are only so many correct solutions. So, Blizzard. Kalen. Farewell, Surf. Ugh, I love doing silly strats where we threaten kills with moves we aren't actually going to use. Man, that guy's a freak. Okay. Fly. Back to Lava Ridge. Grab a Varley. Just confirming something in the Silcalc. Make sure I'm not stupid. Because, yeah, as long as we're down to 112. Yeah, always goes for kill. Okay. I do want to double check my math for the pre-damages, but I'm pretty certain they work. Okay. So. Okay, so let's, cause yeah, I did all of the pre-damage math, before, like a couple days ago, so let's double check that. Okay. So, first things first, Garchomp, that's the easy one. We want to pre-damage it to 112, so that way Zoroark always sees a kill with Night Days, and specifically, Night Days. Night Days is getting lobbed into Eldegoss. We need to make sure that it sees a kill with Fire Blast after Mineral on Night Days. So, 1, 2, 4 plus Mineral on Night Days is 72. Is 196, which I have written right here. Assuming we get hit by critical hit Night Days. We lose minus 127. We drop down to 69, which does in fact show a kill to Night Days, which is fine, or a kill to Fire Blast, which is also fine. Yeah, okay, good. For a second, I was like, ooh, I didn't calculate Dreadnought for Fire Blast Miss. We don't care about Fire Blast Miss. That's funny. Okay. So, Eldegoss is always baiting either Night Daze or Fire Blast. Assuming Dreadnought gets hit by Fire Blast Miss, we always bait Grass Knot. Dreadnought is getting pre-damaged to... I should probably say that part first. We love being 4 times weak to coverage. Genuinely, though, it's so useful. So we want to be pre-damaged to 239. Now, assuming we come in and take high roll, we also don't have to worry about crits. So assuming we come in and take a high roll Fire Blast, so 239... 239 minus 28 drops us to 211, and we get burned. So divide that by 16 is 14. So we lose another 14. So we go down to 197. Does not show a kill to Night Daze, always shows a kill to Grass Knot. Now, assuming we get hit by Night Daze, we are at 239, and we lose the minimum amount of HP, which is 112. We go down to 127, which, if I'm correct, 127 times, 127, oh dear, times 2 is 254, which is 1 less than our max HP. So 127 is the range where Citrus Berry always procs. So assuming we get hit by that, we go down to 127 Citrus Berry procs, which is 255 divided by 4 is 63. So we go back up by 63 to 190, above Night Daze range. Always procs to Citrus. Now, assuming high roll Night Daze, we are at 239 minus 133. Drops us to 106 plus 63 is still above 133 for Night Daze. So Dreadnought comes in, always shows a kill to Grass Knot. At this point, we have pre-damaged Ledian by 3. Ledian has to live at least 6 attacks against Zoroark. So we are pre-damaged to 184. Grass Knot does a minimum of 8 damage per hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drops us to 136. Exactly always showing a kill to Fire Punch on Flygon. Now, assuming we have to take... let's say, yeah, we have to take all 7 hits and they're all crits. So max roll crit Grass Knot 7 times in a row. 184 minus 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drops us to 79. With an Oran Berry, it becomes 89. So we always show the kill to Flygon. Slowbro comes in. Ideally takes a Scale Shot, but probably a Fire Punch, as long as it doesn't get burned or A-okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so all of our pre-damages should be correct. Tools, scripting, pre-damage, slot 1 to 112. Pre-damage, slot 2 to 196. Pre-damage, slot 3 to 239. And pre-damage, slot 4 to 184. Oh, we also need pre-toxic Torterra. So, hold on, I should make sure. Slowbro, do you have a usable amount of PP for Blizzard? Yeah, good. Okay, give everyone their held items. So you get a Lepa Berry for the funnies. Varley needs Soft Sand in order to get the KO on Silvally. Pari doesn't need anything. So we're not going to give it anything because we don't want to take no risks. Laylaps gets a Citrus Berry. Marps gets a lowly Oran Berry. And Turtle gets the coveted Zoom Lens. Okay. 122, 196, 239, 184, and then we Toxic the Turtle. Tools, scripting, help text, pre-toxic, slot 6. Okay, let's move. I'm gonna keep the game muted while we do this journey because I don't want you all to have to deal with the constant beeping sound. Okay. We keep getting deeper and deeper. I'm impressed that we keep making progress, honestly. That, like, we've hit some roadblocks, but none of them have managed to really fucking stump us for more than a couple hours. Turtle's at 1, 2, 3. I don't know where they show up, so I'm going to like heal and save before this guy, and then ideally heal before the other guy later. Okay. There we go. I don't want to accidentally make him block the stairway. Funny as that is. Desperately trying to drive. Why didn't you tell me you were stuck, sweetie? I would say come up here and give Pantheon another shot. At the very least, keep me company. Ugh, I know. It's arduous. I don't have the heart for Radiance today. That's fair. You need to practice a guy you don't like fighting. Gonna be practicing her for weeks. String? Maybe working your cross stitch a little? You could watch me do this sick-ass, very scary line. So, soft sand, not life orb. Just making sure, yeah, we have a fast kill, multi-attack, explosion, thunderbolt, grass pledge, no priority, nothing that stops us from getting the kill. Okay. Soft sand, pre-damage to 112. No held item, pre-damage to 196. Holding a citrus berry, pre-damage to 239. Holding an orange berry, pre-damage to 184. Holding a lepa berry at full HP, knowing the move Blizzard. Pre-toxic, holding a zoom lens with Earthquake. Just rip it, April. You know how this works. Phone's booting up Baldur's Gate 3 and trying to make Russ rule Lara's parents. Do it! That sounds super cute. You should do it up here, though, so that way you can take screenshots on your computer and also show them to me. Out comes Sylvally. Out comes Varlally. We click Earthquake. Now, what you are about to see is going to look like a big fucking skunk, but it's not. Thank you, Varley, for making that beast of a Pokemon free. That's no skunk I ever tanked. It sees a kill on us with Night Days. We're gonna swap to Pari. Cool, no crit. That means we don't have to use our Citrus Berry on Laylaps. We are below 124 HP, which means that it sees a kill on us with Fire Blast, notably a fast kill. We are going to swap Pari to Laylaps. Fire Blast does connect. Does it burn? No. Okay. It always goes for Grass Knot, baby. Chat, it's Marps time. It's fucking Marps time. Y'all, give him a hand. Mint Mod's right off in the corner doing a little golf clap. All right. Brick break. Okay. Breaks Focus Sash, breaks Illusion. Ooh, high roll. Last turn of Encore, we do another Brick Break. Okay. We give this egomaniac another little round of applause. Just making sure we are at 131. We are officially within kill range of Fire Punch. Fucking hate that guy. Critical hit. Nice. Crit mattered. Flygon time. Does it see a kill with Scale Shot? 42 times 3? I don't think so. It, like, could maybe go for Scale Shot. It's pretty unlikely. We are going to Swarps Marps to Kalen. Come on, no burn. Nice. Okay. We're functionally at full HP, so this is a safe turn for us to click Future Sight. Crit Earthquake does at most 45%. We click Slack Off. I like my wars best served with a side of attrition. Ooh, that wasn't a crit, it just looked like it. Does the first Future Sight hit? Okay. Nice. We slack off. In the club, straight slurking it. And by it, let's just say my slurber. What? In the club, straight slurking it. We can build our own zoom lens out of sheer prolonged consistency. Twofer. As if Kaylin ever had a doubt. The future that she cited was your death. Boom, headshot. Okay. In comes Skunk Tank. Skunk Tank wants to click Dark Pulse. That's chill. We're gonna swarple to a turple. I hope we don't flinch. It's gonna go for Fire Blast because we are toxic. It cannot burn us. Earthquake kills. And it's not a contact move, so we don't take Aftermath. Two down. Rapidly approaching hell. I'm gonna go do a solo run a peek. Have fun with that, Rose. Thanks for hanging out. Very nice line. Thank you for helping me figure out the Flygon part, Hannah. Glad that we were finally able to crack that nut. I really gotta keep my guys, like, I have hit a point where I'm finally starting to, like, really look at flex slots more seriously. Am I safe to walk down here? I just want to see if there are any things I can pick up. Chat, I reserve the right to reload, because I could just boot up the documentation to read it, but I don't want to. Okay, cool. I believe the rest of this room is clear. There's an item to the left. Cool. Is this the path forward? It is. God, I love how this dungeon's designed. It's really cool. I just love all the little tight paths and corridors. Is this explosion? Play rough. Ooh, play rough. Oh, that's a powerful one. All right, escape rope. You know what? I'm actually going to leave you all in here for just a minute while I run to the restroom because I gotta pee. And I'll let you all enjoy these funky ass tunes. Alright. And we return. Oh, hold on, I should. Boop. Boop. Escape rope. Heal up the squad. We're making it, we're making it. Step by step, we're making it. Okay. Let's find something else to listen to. I feel like we've been on Mount Chimney for a bit too long. Topless city theme. Okay. Pretty sure I just saved, but I'm gonna do it again. You can never be too certain. What's next? Another 4-man line. I see a Wheezing Galar that gets... Oh, right, Misty Terrain. I believe the main effect of Misty Terrain is it reduces the power of Dragon-type moves and prevents status. For 5 turns, the terrain becomes Misty. During this effect, the power of Dragon-type attacks used against grounded Pokemon is multiplied by 50%, i.e. cut in half. And the grounded Pokemon cannot be inflicted with a non-volatile status condition nor confusion. Grounded Pokemon can become affected by Yawn, but cannot fall asleep from its effect. Camouflage transforms the user into a Fairy type, Nature Power becomes Moonblast, and Secret Power has a 30% chance to lower special attack by 1 stage. Fails if the current terrain is Misty Terrain. Okay. So, first thing I notice is that Garchomp with Soft Sand is able to immediately OHKO good old Wheezing Galar here. So that's cool. It shows outspeed, outdamage Muckalola. It shows outdamage, but not an outspeed on Cinderace, though that is a Libero Cinderace, so kind of funky. And we show a fast kill on Drampa. I believe it would be Cinderace second. Also, hold on. 133, 105, 82. Okay, so we are at liberty to potentially use Mega Garchomp. Because honestly, like, if it's just going for low kick, we can kind of just, like, okay, it becomes a fighting type. It gets Misty Seed boost, which I think that's special defense. Boost Holder special defense. I think we might be able to chain kill Cinderace. Like, low kick does damage, don't get me wrong, but bulldoze into Earthquake, we kill it all the same. Or no, technically it wouldn't be holding a held item, so it'd actually probably be Acrobatics, wouldn't it? Which would make it immune to bulldoze. Unless, yeah. Yeah, it would always be Acro. Okay. Annoying. That was almost really cool. I was like, oh shit. Can we just kind of beat this guy's ass? And the answer is no. So what we need to consider is that it is a flying type. Oh, you're right. Misty Terrain isn't on for the rest of everything else. Okay, so flying type, clicking Acrobatics. We do have the classic. The nice thing also is that Garchomp shows a slow one-hit KO, so Cinderace can't set up Bulk Up. I think we can probably do some Togedemaru cheese. Pyro Ball is not a contact, or sorry, low kick is not highest priority here. I believe... Can Pyro Ball burn? Does it have anything? Is it like high crit? 10% chance to burn the target. Thaws, it's ballistic. Okay. Yeah, no, it's just an inaccurate high power move. Notably, it's 90 accuracy, so we can't risk doing Thaw strats on it. Okay. So we bait Acrobatics from Cinderace into Toge, which would do some chip. Because, like, we can do, like, Iron Barb's Fake Out, but then that just baits Pyro Ball into something. Also worth noting, actually, we don't need to worry about being burned because we're ground bound. We can bait a low kick into Eldegoss. We don't have a good way to kill it, though. So our Dragon-type moves are nerfed. But Fire or Flying both take a lot of damage from Rock Slide. Hearthstone could do it. So it would be Pyro Ball into Arcanine, baits Low Kick into Eldegoss, baits Pyro Ball or Acrobatics back into Arcanine. Alternatively, we don't need to involve Togedemaru necessarily, but... because once its speed is dropped, we can't do Zoom Lens to make Head Smash perfectly accurate, and I don't think Life Orb does quite enough. It does not. So yeah, we do need... Okay, well, let's see. What else can we beat, assuming we do all that? So we'd be taking up to like 50%, give or take. And then in comes... Pursuit, Knockoff, Explosion. Not crazy about whatever comes in after this guy. Let's look around a little more. I don't think we can keep it locked down with kill moves. Because, like, okay, if it's a fire type, we could, in theory, teach it, like, Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump actually doesn't even do that much. Even with Life Orb, damn. We might be able to... Okay. Because if it's a fire type... Oh, right, because Misty Seed is boosting its Spadef. That's why. Hold on. Let's assume... Okay, yeah, good to know. I actually don't even need to... Well, I do need to remove its Misty Seed to properly get the damage calc on Acro. It does too much with Acro. Like, if only Eldegoss didn't bait random move. Okay, so we're always showing Acrobatics. I mean, can Garchomp learn, like, Thunder Punch? Rock Tomb? Hold on, wait. Because we discovered recently Garchomp can learn Smart Strike, so while it's a 10% power downgrade from Iron Head, it does mean that Garchomp can continue having steel type coverage if needed. Rock Tomb does how much? 45 ain't bad. What about on a Mega Garchomp? Because, yeah, it comes in, it clicks Acrobatics, it does a lot of damage, but then we make it slower than us and we kill it. Pretty sure, just making sure, yeah, -1 speed, it is slower than Mega Garchomp. Okay. So we take a single Acrobatics. And then, like... Ooh, hold on. I should confirm that Drampa doesn't actually come in second because I did forget to turn on Misty Terrain earlier. We definitely outspeed, outdamage Muck. We don't outspeed the Dusho Kill to Cinderace. We do still outspeed, outdamage Drampa. Okay. Damn, Beware. Okay. Berserk, Quick Claw. Annoying. Though, hold on, who would be coming in next? I think it would just be Muck. Worth noting, we could also use Rock Tomb into Cinderace to drop its speed to set it up for something else to kill it. Because Acrobatics is still always going to go into whatever it's hitting. So, like, if I could get someone weak to Flamethrower. Or Psychic. If I could get something weak to Psychic, that'd be perfect. Well, maybe. I don't know. Berserk procs at 50% HP or less. Yeah. Special attack is raised by 1. Okay. So, let's see. Mega Garchomp with Rock Throw, or Rock Tomb. Yeah, okay, good. So it's holding no item, but its special defense is at +1. Okay. And it'll notably be a flying type. We do at least... Ooh, we could crit kill it, though. We should probably rely on beating it with Garchomp. Because if we kill it with a critical hit, that becomes its own problem. Okay. So... can you not Mega? That's what I'm doing. What? No, I'm Megaing for this, yeah. Oh, could I not Mega? I see what you mean now. Yes, standard Garchomp could, in fact, Rock Tomb for 45% and never crit. Okay. Yeah, we can take a look at that. Worth noting, hold on. 81.3. Because I'm also thinking about acrobatics hitting into rough skin. Does not kill. Okay, yeah. So... let's see. If it's always clicking acro... it is actually worth noting that we could get it with regular Ask Garchomp, which is funny. So we lose... or it loses... 231 minus 106, and then 231 divided by 16 is 14, so minus 14 is 111. So I feel like the answer here is Arcanine. Yeah, Arcanine definitely bulks acrobatics like a champion and gets it afterwards. At -1 speed, who is faster than it? Togedemaru is faster than it, which is really funny. I think Togedemaru realistically could come in... okay, so 111 minus 14 minus fake out. Oh, hold on, I did the math wrong. I was calculating 1/16 damage when it's 1/8. Okay. Also should probably confirm critical hit acrobatics. Ooh. Critical hit acrobatics into Garchomp could drop us into a range where we bait low kick instead of acro, which is a problem. So... okay, let's assume... what happens if we take the highest damage acrobatics hit on Garchomp? 259 minus 150. Comes up to 109. It wouldn't see a kill with knockoff. Drampa would definitely see a kill with Hyper Voice. Could be good. Basculegion, how will you fight this thing? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Oh, Basculegion fights this thing super good. I don't think it one-hit KOs with Life Orb, but Liquidation never sets it into Berserk. Worth noting. Okay, but we might also bait Psychic, and that zone can worms. Okay, so if we take crit high roll, we bait in Drampa. Now, what if we take non-crit low roll? 84. So, 259 minus 84 is 175. Which is close to Hyper Voice range. Okay, what if we had it use acrobatics into regular Garchomp? No, that wouldn't work, because Soft Sand means we'd probably bait knockoff on Muckalola, and it's too hard to thread the needle to come in to bait knockoff, but not pursuit. Okay. So, could we pre-damage? So, let's assume... we need to show... ideally, we show a kill to Hyper Voice, not just like... or show always a kill to Hyper Voice, but... might not be necessary. Depending. Oh, look at you, Dreadnought. The problem is that this thing does just so much fucking damage. But, anyways. So, 130 plus... Getting really tired having to do this manually. Low roll acrobatics is 84. 214. Okay, so 214 minus critical hit acrobatics of 150. 64. Above knockoff. And thus above gunk shot and pursuit. Always hyper voice. Or at the very least, never calm mind. It would be always hyper voice or psychic, never flamethrower. But it means we can get 2 Pokemon down with just our Garchomp and Beta and Drampa. I think that's a really solid lead. Here. I'm just going to record for posterity. Pre-damage Gark to 214. And of course, it's faster than us, so it always gets that first hit off. Teach Gark R Tomb. Bold. Okay. Okay, so we are baiting, in most scenarios, Hyper Voice, but potentially sometimes Psychic, never Flamethrower, never Calm Mind. Or actually, we wouldn't need to worry about Calm Mind in the first place, because we already showed a fast 2-hit KO with Earthquake. Okay, let's modify our pre-damage so that we only need to get down to 130. Or 154. Because, well... yeah, it's probably going to be impossible to avoid Psychic range. But yeah, as long as we show it a kill with Hyper Voice, we don't have to worry about Calm Mind. Gotta go to the Sil calc just to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I've got that right. Garchomp, Misty Terrain, Garchomp, Mega. Yeah, never Calm Mind. Cool. Okay. So actually, we just need 154 plus... $84, which is 238. Barely even a pre-damage. And just out of curiosity, 238 minus crit acrobatics is 150. 88 damage, still obviously above muck ranges. Down to at least 1 psychic range. So we're basically always baiting Hyper Voice. Basically. So what we need is something that can live 2 hits and get kills. The problem is coming in on Psychic, right? I do wonder, though. Let's test one more theory. Let's use some of that knowledge we've picked up. No held item. Acrobatics low roll from full HP. 259 minus the lowest possible roll of 84 drops us to 175. That we are at 68% of our max HP. I think that means Drampa comes in third. Because it sees that it does functionally 90% to us. Like, I need another calculator. What's 150 or 154 divided by 175. Ooh, I did that wrong. 154 divided by 175 is 88%. Height sees that it does 88% to us with Hyper Voice, as to where we only do 81% to it with Earthquake. So I think Drampa always comes in second. So if we are at full HP, 259, and we lose, as we just established, 150, brings us down to 109, always above Psychic range. I think we can guarantee in Drampa always on Hyper Voice. Chat, I think I'm a fucking genius. I think I'm getting really good at run and bun. Kind of crazy, right? Like, I'm not stupid, right? I think this makes sense. I wish I could test this. But I'm so certain, using the principle that cost us Nomo, we can guarantee this Drampa. Because if we can guarantee what this Drampa is going to do, that is a safe swap to Basculegion. We come in, take nothing from Hyper Voice. With a black belt, we click Liquidation when it clicks Psychic. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, and that's frustrating because of Quick Claw. But bare minimum, being able to guarantee Hyper Voice on this thing is huge. Because it's like, if Psychic drops our stats and then it Quick Claws into us, it's a whole fucking thing. Life Orb doesn't make it much better. And Shadow Sneak doesn't hit it because it's a normal type. Punished once again for not choosing Aqua Jet. How about click Superpower first turn, then swap to a Sucker Punching Dark type? Yeah, you're so fucking right. Well, yeah, we just have to make sure that both it and said Sucker Punch and Dark type bait the same thing in case we get, like, a KO. Although, with no held item... Yeah, because if we get Psychic stat dropped into a critical hit Psychic, that's a whole thing. But yeah, we could absolutely swap to Zoroark on a Psychic. And that leaves us 3 Pokemon to deal with Muck. Ooh. Worth noting that Muck does a lot of damage to Basculegion with Pursuit. But I think we're fine taking the one Psychic. We take 52% at most, never shows a kill to Pursuit, should always be knockoff. No, we're fine. Oh, wait, no, but if we use Superpower, it drops our stats. Yeah. But we can't... I think you can come in pre-burned. I don't think Misty Terrain heals status. Cannot be inflicted with. Because I'm thinking, well, I suppose we don't know how much Sucker Punch would do. Yeah, it probably wouldn't do that much. It does not heal status. Okay. So in theory, if Basculegion will toggle off Misty Terrain, is burned, do 36 to 41%. With a Life Orb, we can get that up to 46. Which is still enough to... thing's just so bulky. Okay, yeah, Sucker Punch does damage, but not enough. Yeah, because clicking superpower into it, if we kill it, which is every superpower crit, not great. Okay, I don't think we have a guy with not, well, Hyper Voice. Caracosta might be able to knock off this thing, to get rid of its claw. Caracosta, my sweet, where are you? Being able to crit, or being able to get crit is so dangerous. Yeah, that wouldn't work. I suppose, yeah, we have hella defense, but not hella special defense. And you can't get access to Ice Shard. That's the only, like... Oh, no, you don't get priority moves from TMs. What am I thinking? Delmise risks crit flamethrower. Griffloon just doesn't do anything. Togamaru could come in to get some fake out damage. Theoretically, so could Kecleon. Because, like, we do heal so much with Drain Punch, but we die to 2 Hyper Voices. Can't really do an Encore into Hyper Voice unless we want Ledian to die. And even then, it's not guaranteed to work. We could PP stall Hyper Voice and Psychic. Basculegion shows fast 2-hit KO, so it doesn't go for Calm Mind, it goes for Psychic. And then if we just like pre-damage Greninja or Zoroark to show a kill to Hyper Voice, it's something. That would even need to pre-damage Zoroark that much. We could also just use Sharpedo. But what am I trying to accomplish here, right? I suppose it guarantees that it only ever clicks Flamethrower, which means Turtonator beats it. Yeah, Life Orb, Dragon Fang. Yeah, Draco Meteor's a 2-hit KO. But what's Hyper Voice's PP? Also worth noting, I suppose, if we get it down to where it's only clicking Flamethrower into Basculegion, because like Hyper Voice probably is what, 16? Hyper Voice would have 16 PP. Psychic, I believe, has 10. Psychic would run out first. Okay. And then Flamethrower is also 10. We could absolutely stall flamethrowers into Arcanine. Because once it's down to only Calm Mind, it would switch, right? So we could swap to our Muck Answer. We could swap to our Muck Answer or something that just beats Drampa. Like... Damn, it's bulky as shit. It's a Shuka Berry, though. Hi, Izzy. Welcome to stream. Poison Dark type. I don't think Torterra. Yeah, of course, that's... Can one hit it with Explosion. So... I mean, with no held item... Dreadnought... I think all we need to do is dedicate, like, 2 Pokemon to it. Only once it's maxed at its stats? Perfect. So that means that we can bring in our guy to kill Drampa, and then ideally be there to answer Muck. Which could be as simple as a Dreadnought with no held item. Clicking, like, Liquidation. Poison Touch, Shuka Berry. 38%. Could also be Torterra. It always goes for Gunk Shot over Knockoff. Yeah, Torterra with a Pecha Berry beats it in a 1v1. Because if it goes for Gunk Shot and poisons us, it can never do more than 50%. Pecha Berry heals us. Second Gunk Shot, even if it poisons us, we beat it. Okay. Chat, I feel quite clever. I think that's a 5-guy line. Yeah, because, like... those flamethrowers do quite a lot. Maybe I use... Kingdra doesn't take them much better. It's like, do I have anything that takes flamethrower really well that can also, like, roost about it? Altaria? Altaria could do that. We would probably need to Mega Altaria specifically, which we couldn't do because of Chomp. Yeah, so never mind, that wouldn't work, because then it would start going for Calm Mind. We need specifically something that just absolutely beats the fuck out of this thing. Turtonator, we at least know never dies because of crit proof and can't be burned. So I think like using Arcanine and Turtonator to bulk out its flamethrowers. Although it could set up Calm Mind on Turtonator. Okay, so maybe not Turt. I mean, unless we were able to get some damage in on it. I suppose Arcanine could just spend a turn sitting on it, clicking Flare Blitz. Like, if Drampa's... Turt needs some damage to... No, this would be assuming we've already used up... Okay, so... Hyper Voice, Psychic, Hyper Voice, Psychic... Eventually, then it becomes Flamethrower until it runs out of Hyper Voice. Yeah. Maybe Dreadnought, not Turtonator. Dreadnought shows fast to hit KO with Stone Edge. And then, yeah, swap to you on Flamethrower, swap to you on Hyper Voice, Flamethrower, Hyper Voice, Flamethrower. Eventually, it's Flamethrower, 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 Flamethrower. Calm Mind, Calm Mind, Calm Mind, Calm Mind. And even if it were to inexplicably swap early to Muck, that's fine. That means that Torterra gets to, like, EQ on Muck. Because just making sure 43%, and then without Shuka Berry, 86%. Yeah. All right. I don't think I want to run this line tonight. We are nearing the 3-hour mark, and I might just raid out while we have 10 people, but we will at least write it all down. Teach, Garchomp, Rock Tomb. That's kind of the main thing here. Worth noting, wondering what's more detrimental to Dreadnought. If I should give it a Rost Berry or a Citrus Berry. Probably Citrus. It doesn't need to take that many Flamethrowers. Like, it's splitting Flamethrower bulking duty between itself and Arcanine. Okay, so teach, Garchomp, Rock Tomb. Equip Gark with Garchompite. Is that correct? Also, just confirming Mega Garchomp can in fact kill Weezing. Yeah, it can. Equip Garchomp with Gark with Garchompite. Equip Bask with... It kind of doesn't need anything. Nor does Sharpedo. Equip Arca and Dread with Citrus Berry. Equip Tort with Pecha Berry. Oh, right. I don't even need Pecha Berry. Misty Terrain has my back. Okay, cool. Yeah. Torterra can beat Alolan Muck without a held item, which is funny. Yeah. Okay, I guess we can have like a Citrus Berry. Yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah, Gunk Shot means we can't get poisoned. And it also means that Dreadnought can't get burned. Perfect. Wow. Incredible. Your cock's huge. Whoa. Where'd my ring go? There it is. Yeah, and I'll probably like get our prep done. So open with Gark, Mega, Evo, and OHKO with Earthquake. Swap to Sind. Wow, like in the big 90s clip art letters. That is the vibe I'm going for. And the energy you see when like Sonic does a trick and you see a little points thing come up. All right. Wow. No, I can't do a good Sonic impression. 2 hit KO with R-Tune. Swap to Dram. Swap to, or I'm just gonna write use. Oh, hold on. Swap to Basque. Use Basque. Char. Arca and Dread to PP stall all moves but C mind. 16 out of 16 H voice. 10 out of 10 flamethrower. 10 out of 10 psychic. How much does Calm Mind have? Is it just like 20? It is 20. C Mind. Okay. Oop. Swap to Tort. Two to 3. Hit KO with Earthquake. Swap to Muck A. 2 hit KO with Earthquake. Easy peasy. Okay. I think that's the line. So let's get everyone equipped with their items, and then we'll send out the raid. All right, that was a fun one. I feel really, really, really proud figuring out the whole like Drampa versus Garchomp thing. Garchomp, Diosa, Shark, Hammy, Dreadnought, and Torterra. Chat, I just want you to know, like, I didn't realize how fucking crazy some people play Run and Bun. I have been observing Twitch streamer Spirit of Fate, who's also in the Dex Cord, and he just cleared Space Tag, which is quite a little bit away from here. It's like after Tate and Liza, and it's very impressive. And I'm just sitting here, and you know that fight where we put in all of that work to make sure that that Electro didn't kill us? His line for it was instead, what if we just raw daw rip EQ into it and hope we don't hit ourselves with swagger and land bright powder? Just absolutely fucking insane shit. Being like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. Like, sure, if it procs Quick Claw here, I lose Garchomp, or Croconaw, but like, it's not gonna proc Quick Claw. And you know what? It didn't proc Quick Claw. So, who's the real asshole, right? It does really hurt to lose, Iron Head. But Smart Strike is a close second. And this opens up Garchomp's fourth move slot to be coverage. Because, like, notably, Mega Garchomp actually has, like, a really good special attack stat. It has a special attack of 120, which is, like, nearly on par with Roserade. Yeah, 125. And, like, we have an IV of 18. Okay. Varley gets Garchompite. Diosa. I think we give Diosa, like, it doesn't need the Life Orb, but we give it the Life Orb. Item, give. I should double check in the documentation that Hyper Voice is in fact the top slot move. I know someone, I think it was Greenland Miku, got fucked over because it turns out the top slot move in the calc wasn't actually the top slot move. And thus their PB stall was not correct. Hyper Voice, Flamethrower, Psychic Calm Mind, Celesteal OI, genuinely. Yeah, okay. Epic. So, Garchomp, alright. Winter 11 doesn't need anything because Winter 11 is really good at dying to Hyper Voice. So we'll give Winter 11 the traditional item of Pokemon Pokemon meant to show kills to things, the emotional support mittens. That's not true. We are going to give it a Citrus Bearer. Well, no. No, I think I want to give it nothing because in case something goes wrong with Muck, if it gets hit with knockoff, I don't want it to have an item. Winter 11 is super skilled at baiting KOs. You don't know the half of it. You do, but shut up. And chat, I'm not going to lie. Well, yeah, because we're on Grunt 11. Half the reason that I'm not sending this fight is so that way we can title next stream 2 Steps from Hell NIGHTCORE remix, cool beats to something something too. I need to be able to properly do 2 Steps from Hell. Please tell me someone in this chat knows what that is, by the way. Please tell me I'm not old. Torterra holding an item, never baits a knockoff from Muck. Correct. Okay. So yeah, it kind of doesn't need anything. Like, I guess I'll also... I don't need to give it a Citrus Berry, though, is the thing. It can never be 2-hit KO'd by Gunk Shot, and it always 2-hit KOs with Earthquake, so don't ever complicate it. This Muck has knockoff. Okay. Okay. 2 fights. Not just 2 fights. 2 really fucking annoying fights. Out of the way. Done. Gonzo. Fucking get him out of here. God. We're making great progress. We're making really, really good progress and things are about to suck. But next stream isn't until Thursday, maybe Wednesday if I'm feeling like it. So I have some time to do some additional calcs. So hopefully you'll get to see what we're, like, you know, we get to do a little more than just like one fight. Freaking at the hero of the stream IMO. Oh my god, I cannot overstate how much of a hero freaking it was to be able to get that chain kill on Delmise into Slowbro. I will say I can't take total credit for it. I did get some inspiration watching some of Smallant's lines, and Hisuian Electrode plus Kecleon. He used them differently than I did. His line actually let them get up stealth rocks, and they just baited in Delmise second. But thankfully, because of the very specific tech I had in really slow Kecleon, I think they had to bait in Delmise second, because otherwise, if you're faster than Slowbro, it's gonna go Electrode. So they had to leave Seismitoad alive to bait that in against Kecleon, and then they brought Kecleon back in to beat Slowbro. Point is, like, they also, though, Smallant has his 7 billion fucking pivot Pokemon. I'm making do with what I got, but damn it if it didn't work. I'm really proud of that line. I think that was super fucking clever to cover for every option. That being said, let's see who's streaming right now. No one, by the looks of it. I mean, I could raid Point Crow, but that feels like embarrassing myself. Oh, Droomish is live. That's fun. Looks like I got something to watch back. I really recommend you watch our first fight, Izzy. It was a really good one. Let's see. Who up running they bun right now? Oh, it's me. I'm at the top. I'm at the top of run and bun right now. Ooh, I see someone. Ooh, I see a girl fail streaming. Okay, we're going to LM Jax. Raid LM Jax. Nice. Oh yeah, Celeste icon, cool. It's T-girl to T-girl communication. So you all better go say hi and be polite, or at the very least, not awful. As mentioned, next stream Thursday, could potentially be Wednesday if I'm feeling up to it. I'd say I'll post about it in the Discord, but I probably won't. I tend to forget those things. We're almost at Hellroom. I don't know how we're gonna beat Maxi. I really don't. We have an idea for Tabitha, but once we get to Maxi, I genuinely don't know, and that is terrifying. But we have to figure it out. I'm gonna do my best, and I hope you all are willing to bear with me for that. Until then, though, friends, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, I have been April. She has been May. You have all been incredible, and I will catch you all in the next one. Have a good night, folks. Sending out the raid. And ending.